My name is Chinedimo Boruche. I'm a real estate agent here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So if you're looking to buy or sell real estate, if you're looking for that, your beautiful home, give me a call. We'll be able to get you what you're looking for. Okay, let's get down to this one. This is a special for first-time home buyers or anybody that wants to go into real estate investing and you don't have a lot of money. You want to go into real estate, but you don't know how to start. And then you want to buy a home. You can start with your home. How do we do that? That is exactly what this video is all about. If you have not subscribed yet, please go down now, click the subscribe button, like this video, click the notification button as well so that you will get updates anytime I release a new video or any other video that you might be interested in. Okay, let's get down to this one. First-time home buyer, what should you be looking for? Now, the first thing I will tell you is this. Check your expenses. What are your monthly expenses? You know, what are the expenses you make on a monthly basis? You need to know how your money is spent. How much do you make in a month and how much you spend in a month? Just be honest to yourself. You know why? You want to know what is left after you make your monthly expenses so you can determine how much you will be able to pay as mortgage. Almost half of what you're paying in your mortgage payments, goes to interest payments. And the rest is what adds to your equity. We can explain that later in another video. But calculate your monthly expenses for 6 months. Know the trend of your expenditure. Know how much you spend every month. Know the kind of expenses you're expected to make when you buy a home. If you don't know these things, ask me questions. I'll be able to provide answers for you, okay? Make sure you know that you have this buffer, assuming you have $2,000 left after all your expenses, after your monthly expenses, you have $2,000 left. You have to get some mortgage that will be around, say, $1,500, because remember that you have to make provision for internet, you have to make provision for heating and gas, electricity, and you have to make provision for home phone if you want to have one. So factor in all the costs. Let's get to the next one. Now you have to determine the location that you want to buy your property. You're bearing in mind that this is an income property. That is the first thing, right? Though you're going to live there, but the end product is that we want to make this a property that in the future you can either sell the property when the market is good, or you can put it for rent or for Airbnb, Vrbo, or something like that. But the plan is that you want to use this property to generate money. You want to use this to create wealth. That is the point. And you don't have a lot of money. So you want to start with the little you have. You want to grow with the little you have. Now, as an investor or as somebody that is thinking like an investor, you should be thinking about location as a renter. If you want to rent a property, which location would you like? This is not your dream home. This is a stepping stone to your second property. So because of that, you're just not going to factor in where you really, really love. Yes, you're going to factor in places that you like, but the first thing is places that you like that renters will also like. You don't want somewhere that you will like, but people that want to rent the place won't like it, right? Because tomorrow, when you decide to either sell this property or rent it out, these are things that you factor in when you are actually, looking for the property. You want to find out classification of land use in the area that you're looking. If you're thinking about having the basement as an income generator or as a mortgage helper, as a lot of people will call it, remember that if you're going to use this for business, it has to be legal. There are certain licenses you have to get if you need to operate Airbnb or if you need to use it for commercial reasons. You have to make it legal. So you have to make sure it is legally suited. And how do you do this? First, the classification has to be right. So if you need this place for anything income related, though you're not going to make it income related right now, but you have the mindset that this place is going to be income related, then make sure that the classification is suitable for that. Some places are not approved for secondary suite. And if they're not classified for such, no matter what you do, you will not get the city to approve that secondary suite application. Though the classification might be right, sometimes the city might still say no. It's funny, right? But it happens. For some reason, this property is classified as suitable for secondary suite. But then the city said blah, 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 for whatever reason, it cannot be approved. So put this in mind too, that for some reasons, the city might decide they don't want to approve secondary suite, especially for upcoming places, for new places, new developments, that has limited transportation routes. The city might decide they don't want to make it secondary suite yet. Maybe in the future they can bring it to secondary suite status. But always determine the classification of where you want to use. If you want to buy a property and you have the intention that you want to use the basement for anything commercial, anything like you want to rent it out, you want to use it for Airbnb, my advice is try to get somewhere that you have a legally suited basement. Look around that neighborhood. Search for secondary suites around that neighborhood. If you see secondary suites around that neighborhood, there's every likelihood that you're going to get approval if that place is classified as suitable for secondary suite. So you should bear in mind proximity to schools, proximity to amenities, bus stop, etc., anything that the renter will be looking at. When you're looking for a house to rent, what do you look out for? That is exactly the question you should be asking, and you should answer that question when you're looking for a place to buy. Think like a renter. Where will a renter want to rent a house? Because tomorrow you might convert this house to become your first rental income property. So you want to first start thinking about how you're going to rent out this place right now. So the location will be a location that will be good for renting as well. You want to look for areas that are safe, areas that are very nice, that have very good neighborhoods, but at the same time, that's somewhere you'll be happy to live in. Remember that this is a place you're going to live in, and then you're going to bring it up to a very good standard, and you can move to the next place. So it's either your income is not up to, buying that $800,000 house. You want to buy a house that is around $400,000 to $500,000. So you can actually, go small, go get a house of $300,000 and put like $100,000 to it. Or you can get a house of $450,000 and put $50,000 to it. It depends on what you want to do. But find a location that is good for renters. The next step is to get an honest real estate agent. This is very important. Get a very good real estate agent. A real estate agent that will be very truthful to you. A real estate agent that will sincerely want to help you, get your home. And, explain the situations that you find yourself in, explain certain things that you're struggling with for you. A real estate agent that will be patient enough to listen to your concerns, okay? But what do you look out for when you go for viewing these properties? Look out for good structures, not aesthetics. Sometimes, sellers will just rush and quickly paint, whitewash it so that they can sell. Let us focus on the structures of the house. that is actually what you're buying. You're buying the structures of the house. One of the things you're going to be putting in the condition is inspection. Never, ever remove inspection from the conditions, when you're buying a property, because especially an income property like this, like the kind of property we're discussing about, don't ever remove inspection as a condition. Always pay an inspector to go have a look. A very good inspector will give you good value, tell you how good the house is, especially the structures. Look out for load-bearing walls, because in this kind of property, you're looking for space. You want to have space. If there is some renovation you're going to do, the first thing I look for in renovation is space. What kind of space is there? In the washroom, how big is the washroom? How spacious is the washroom? How is the washroom designed? Is it such that you can change a few things and it will look nice? I don't care about how the washroom is looking right now. I care about the space in the washroom and the structures of the things I'm looking at. Definitely, when you want to renovate a washroom, there are certain things you will take out, and they won't cost that much when we are changing things in the washroom. But you want to be sure you have good space. That is one thing I love to have in properties like this. Space in the washroom, space in the bedrooms. Think like a renter. If you want to rent this property, what kind of place would you like? I like to see a very good washroom, a functional washroom, and I like to see a house that has some space where I can keep things. What am I talking about? Storage. Look for a place, a house that has storage. Don't mind if it doesn't look so beautiful right now. We can talk about making it pretty. Okay, so you're talking to a carpenter as well. I'm a real estate agent, but I'm a journeyman carpenter as well. So relax. We can make it beautiful if it comes to that. But first, you're looking for structures. Make sure that you're getting a property that has good structures. An inspection will help us with this. During contract negotiations, there is something I want to tell you right now. Chattels. The refrigerator, the dishwasher, all those things that they leave out for you. Anytime you're buying a resale property, watch out for these things. Because if you don't watch out for them, some of them are not functioning very well, and they include it and you think you got it good. And by the time you come into the property, you want to make sure that some things, some basic things are working. You don't want to come in and start making expenses right away. I'm going to tell you where to start spending your money. You don't want to come in and start spending money on buying, things you shouldn't buy. And if those things are not there, then tell them to take them away. There is no need including it in the contract, right, when you're not going to make use of it. Check very well. Make sure during the inspection, make sure that these things are working. If they are not working, remember that you don't have any obligation to accept the chattels, right? You can tell them to take them away. It is part of negotiation. You can say you don't want them, and they'll be taken away, so that you don't have to pay. I find out that it is a very stressful thing taking out range, when you buy a resale property. So if you're buying one, if the range is not working very well, please just shout. Let them take it away right away when you're making the negotiation, okay? So by the time you're moving in, the range is no longer there. If you order one from Best Buy or from Home Depot, Lowe's, then, they can get you the range right there to your house, to your doorstep. They can just put it where it should be, no stress, okay? Don't accept chattels that are not working. Okay, don't be fooled. Now it's time for the big one, renovations. When it comes to renovations, what should we be doing? The first thing I always keep shouting about is this. Do not spend more than the location. Spend, that house, you want it to look beautiful. You want it to measure up. But remember how much you're going to sell the house if you put it in the market right now. That should be your benchmark. If you put the house in the market, how much are you going to sell it? You know, so if you want to put extra money there, know that it's just sunk costs. You know, that is what accountants would call sunk cost, like cost that you put there, but it's gone. It's gone. Like, you're not going to recover it. But if you just want to enjoy your house, make it beautiful, that's a good thing. You know, that is like me as well. But even me, when I do stuff like this, I still bear in mind that it's an income property. You know, when I want to move to my permanent location, I know the kind of house I want to get. So when it comes to making money, don't always be fixated about, oh, you want to make it look so pretty. Yeah, you want to make it look so good. But at the same time, you want to put it at the cost that when you sell the house, you will not be at a loss. You know, so know the items to replace. It's not everything that you need to replace in the house. Know the items to replace, know the items to just, you know, touch up a little bit. There are a few tricks that you can put in, you know, here and there, and the house will look good without spending a lot of money. In the washroom, for instance, there are certain things you can change. You might leave the bathtub and just put some tiles around it, and it will look good. You know, you can change the flooring and it will look good right away, and just do some paintings and change maybe the vanity. There is some vanity that, you know, cost less than $300. So it depends on what you want to do, but there are some cost-saving measures that you can use. Make sure you're spending according to the what? Location. So these are just few tips that I think will help you as first-time home buyer. If you want to discuss more on this thing, then other things that you need to know as a first-time home buyer, feel free to give me a call. I'm here in Calgary. My name is Chinedu Oboruche. I'm a real estate agent here. If you're looking to buy or sell, I am your plug. Just give me a shout. We can talk. I am very free to discuss with you, and I can help you as much as I can to make sure you get into your dream home. Thank you so much, and if you have not subscribed to this channel, please click the subscribe button right now. Like this video, share it to your friends, and don't forget to click the notification button, because that is what will notify you anytime I release another video. Thank you for now. God bless you all. I'll see you in another video. Thank you. Bye.